Hello there, natural perfume lovers. Jessica here from Sensoriam with a update of a Founder.I.Am interview with one of our gorgeous founders here, Sonia Orts. Now, her range of perfumes have been with us since the beginning, and they've got this gorgeous uniqueness with this Spanish alchemy history that Sonia brings. But what's exciting is she's rebranded and they look gorgeous and has two new scents for our wonderful community. So welcome, Sonia. Wonderful to have you here in conversation again. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very pleased we are doing this new interview as well and having the opportunity to talk directly to your clients and your community to, explain a little bit more about what's happening in this side of the brand.
It is
So
very
I'm good.
exciting.
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm very excited. Lots of new things happening, and more rebranding. Not just the perfumes. I'm rebranding everything at Sonia Orts. And also we are moving a little bit from Sonia Orts because Sonia Orts is just me. So that's just my name, and I didn't have the intention to start it as a brand, as the name of a brand, just the name of the creator, the person who designs all these cosmetics and perfumes, and it became sort of a brand. And I'm not sure if I'm comfortable like having my name as a brand. It's
Right.
weird. It sounds very weird. So I'm moving a little bit to Atelier, which is the lab. It's the name of my company, Atelier Cosmetics Designs. And I'm trying to move slowly and gradually to Atelier, not as a brand. Look, it might be weird, but I don't feel like I need a brand.
Yeah.
So I'm a person, I'm a cosmetic designer. I am also a perfumer and I create these things, and every single thing has a name. So I don't need to identify that with any sort of brand or a specific brand as
Mm, mm,
something that defines everything.
mm.
Of course, it's my name always on everything, and it's the company. I would like to keep the perfumes, and this is part of the rebranding. I would like to keep the perfumes as Maison Atelier. It talks a little bit about my background as well, because my French education, and I wanted to give that twist of for the perfumes, and I will keep just the cosmetics as under just Atelier. That's it. So this is a little bit what's happening at the moment through the rebranding of everything that's happening in our brand.
I love the evolution that happens within all of our different brands that we have as the founder and the perfumers go on their journey. So often do the scents and the scent story. For those who may not know a little bit about you, Sonia, you just mentioned some French education, but we've got a bit of a Spanish accent. So can you give us a quick little arc of those sorts of elements?
Yes, well, I was born in Spain, Valencia, the city of light and love. This is how it's called. And I went to a French school, not in France, but in Spain, in Valencia. We had a lot of trips to France, of course, and student exchanges. So my education it's a blend of both cultures. I can't really separate, one to the other because everything that I went to a market, a farmer's market on Sunday, and there was this guy with, French produce, and, he was doing rillettes and, things that are very, very French. And I was like, it just feels like my thing. Yeah, I think it's very deep in my soul, both cultures. So there's a little bit of Spanish, but also a little bit of French. And I try to reflect that as well in my brand. So I want to have like both sides of it. Since the production of everything that I do is 100% Spanish alchemy, I want to bring the French side of things, sometimes with the wording, sometimes, with little bits and pieces to reflect as well that side of my person, because at the end of the day, all my collection, it's about my expression of, myself. It's an expression of how I feel about, perfumes and also cosmetics.
Beautiful. I love that I always say that scent is part of like a cultural story.
Oh,
And when we
absolutely.
get that diversity in that story, even from the scent point of view, it's really
Mhm.
important. Otherwise, even within natural perfumery, we only get one story if it's only one type of perfumer that's sort of creating it.
Exactly. Yes,
Tell us
I
a little
agree.
bit about the Spanish alchemy. You sort of said it's 100% Spanish alchemy. What is that? Because it is quite different and unique just to you,
Yeah.
within natural perfumery.
It's, I think I have actually come up with the name myself. It's not like a thing that is called a Spanish alchemy.
Okay.
So I need maybe to tell again part of this story. So for the new, the new watchers.
Yeah.
um, so what happened to me is at some point in my life, there was this person who introduced me to a very special course who was alchemic aromatherapy.
Hmm.
All right. And that was only for professionals, and it was mostly focused on spas because, as you know, spa means it's salus per aqua, which means health through water.
Mm.
And in Spanish, in Spain, we still there's a lot of like old ways spas that they still work in the same ways. There's
Mm.
also a lot of modern and more innovative, but we still keep those traditions.
Mm.
So when I went to this course, the funny thing was that I just discovered, of course, what was the botanical alchemy. So this was all about the botanical alchemy. So alchemy is a very wide topic that embraces like different sort of philosophies
Mm.
and ways of producing this transformation.
Mm.
This was based on the botanical alchemy. And the funny thing was that I discovered that what my family, the women in my family, have been practicing for so long was just that. It wasn't
Mm.
called like alchemy, it wasn't called anyway, it was just the way things needed to be. So it's a little bit about following the natural biorhythms of things.
Mm.
So when you select the plants, for example, you go for plants that they have been follow a biodynamic process
Mm.
because when you extract from those plants, the extracts are more powerful.
Mm.
When you create a scent and you work with essential oils, not every single essential oil is good enough.
Mm.
So there has to be a specific processes when distilling the essential oils. You are looking very much for pure. It has to be super pure
Mm.
because this is how the soul of the plant remains in that essential oil, which is what gives you the strength of the essential oil. And I'm talking here about frequency.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when you create a scent or a blend, you're not just contemplating how those aromas are going to blend together, but also you're contemplating their polarity. And that's what makes the blend alchemic, because
Mhm.
you balance the energies that, in old days it was called the forces that came from the moon and the forces that came from the sun, and you have to balance the blend so what it brings, it's in a specific outcome. So
Mhm.
you're not treating just, so in France, aromatherapy is mainly based on on a medicinal approach.
Mm. Mm.
In Spain, has both sides. There's medicinal approach, but there's also a strong perfumery background.
Mm.
So it's not just about, giving you the right essential oils for treating specific things. It's also about how it smells and what that triggers in your emotions, in your
Mm.
feelings, how you
Mm.
perceive, and the energy that comes out of that blend.
Mm. Mm.
And this is it, I guess.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's like that extra layer
Yes,
of one, the understanding that the extractions and what sort of biodynamic and processes and times within the cycle that it's been extracted for the most powerful part of it in terms of the soul of it to be there that can then
exactly.
travel through into the perfume or the product that it's being
Exactly.
used in. Yeah.
Exactly. As you know, there are many extraction processes
Yeah.
nowadays for aromas.
Mm.
Many of them very, very innovative. but it's not the same. I'm not saying it's not valid, and it's still, some of them they're still natural, but it's not the same. So when you, for example, and I've had this discussion many times with chemists, because they say, well, if you actually extract an essential oil with CO2, you are getting the purest, which is hexane. It's one of the gases. You're getting a purest form of that essential oil, which is mainly used for essential oils that are very delicate flowers, and they may break on the process of distillation, so you can't get them that way. So but they've moved into roses, which don't need to be processed with that process. And that makes a difference, because I say when you are putting an extra element in there, you are changing the energy of the plant, because it's not just that plant. You're mixing up with something, even if it's volatile and it disappears. You are mixing up, and that is not going to give you the same frequency. It's a very energetic point of view, and it's very difficult to discuss as in a scientific way. Although we have now, ways to measure the frequency of essential oils, but it's just, it's very niche.
Yes,
that's the word. Very
So
niche.
then how do you go and choose your essential oils to work with?
I always track the essential oils that I purchase. So I always have conversations with my suppliers, and I want to know everything about the essential oils. So it's not just about having the certificate of analysis of the essential oils. I want to know the country that it comes from, which is essential. There are many countries that they are now producing essential oils, but that's not the origin or the right origin of that plant. I want plants that come from the original countries. And I want to know as well who are the distilleries as well. So it's all this information that gives me to know exactly which are the essential oils that I want to try. I work with a lot of essential oils that come from Spain, and I know the distilleries, but I purchase through an Australian supplier.
Right.
Which is it's nice. It's sweet.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. And so then what has inspired the two new scents that are part of it?
Yes. Well, amber it's been there for a long time. I wasn't able to release it. But amber is my
solstice. Amber solstice, yes?
Yes, amber solstice. Yes. So amber it was not the first one, because the first perfume that I created was number one, and every single perfume has followed that order of creation. But amber is being a type of scent or an accord that I love, and I wear. It's like my go-to.
I love amber. Amber, like that's just
it's my go-to. But amber, and that's, first of all, amber is not an essential oil. Some people believe it is. There is an essential oil that is called amber. It's a very specific resin that comes from a pine tree. But that is not just amber is an accord, is a creation, very personal creation of different notes that you blend to bring something that it reminds you, the amber, which is actually, it's a resin that is being used for jewelry. Have you ever, and I don't know if you've tried this, I did it, because my grandfather purchased a necklace for my mother years ago, ages ago actually. He brought that from the Baltic, and that was actual amber. So, and you could actually burn that because it's the resin. It was, and my mother at some point, she was not using the necklace. It was too big for her, and we just, took it, and I say, do you mind if I take one of the little beads and burn it, because I'm curious. I really want to know how that smells.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And I smell, and that was unbelievable. A very different scent from any amber that you could actually purchase, which most of it is used, as I said, as jewelry. It's not used for burning. Most of the amber that you find as in incense, it's already an accord that is being created. It's not, the actual amber. Anyway, so it was that creation that I wanted to bring, and I was liking it, all the perfumes that I was coming up with. I was liking them, but I needed to find something different. And it has actually taken me quite a while, because I wanted this amber to be gourmand. I wanted to give that sweet note, but not too sweet. A sweet that is deep and like leather, but also that reminds you something really nice that you would like to eat. And at the same time, you feel like you're wearing something that is very sophisticated. So it's taken a lot of time to get there. And I've done like different types of ambers, but it was one of those fragrances that I really wanted to do, because it's my fragrance. It's what defines my personality when I want to have, or when I want to wear a perfume that is very, very sophisticated. That for me, it's an amber. So that was the inspiration behind it. It's a very personal creation, very personal. And I didn't want to just release anything. It had to be my best amber.
It's beautiful.
And I think that one is.
And I imagine it's also would be very interesting on a man's skin, on a masculine skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the other thing with the perfumes. When I released the first 5, it was so interesting, because I discovered that some of the fragrances that I was considering feminine, some men did like them, and they were very comfortable with them. And I was like, oh, this is surprising, because sometimes we have, like, I'm not going to say prejudices, but preconcepts of, what we divide, or how we divide the scent. And I thought, I really want to bring perfumes all the time that they can be worn by anyone, because it's true. Why? The way we perceive scents is so different.
So different.
Even the same person in different moments in life, we perceive those scents differently. So the way I'm perceiving that scent might not be the way that a man is perceiving that scent. So I decided that that any new creation was consciously going to be a creation that can be worn by a man or by a woman. And that was part of the amber as well. I didn't want to bring an amber that was too feminine and not being attractive to a man.
Right. Because interestingly, at Sensoriam, my little men's sampler kit, with a whole lot of different more masculine scents, is one of the most popular ones.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's that the men, or their partners at least, are looking in natural and 100% natural for something. And so that's what I love about this one. I think it's going to start ending up in the men's kit, and then see what they think of it. And then the other new one is Mystic Nectar. I love the new names as well. They're like,
well, that's part of the rebranding. Because when I started with the perfumes, I thought, I don't want to give a name, because if I give a name, it's like I'm telling people a little bit where I'm going. All right. And I believe, I deeply believe that when I create a perfume, it's like for me opening a book. And I kind of write in the introduction of that book. But then I understand that the person who wears that perfume is writing the rest of the book, the rest of the story. Many stories are going to come out of one single perfume. And I thought, well, I'm just going to, number them and not put in any names. So I give that open window for people to kind of decide what the name of their perfume is and how they define that fragrance. But then I found over time, and with these 5 perfumes that I had, that many people were asking me why I didn't want to name the perfumes and why I didn't. And I thought, I've got names. Personally, I've got names. I know pretty much how I would, call them. And And when I started the rebranding, I thought, look, whatever. So I'm gonna put my names.
Yeah.
If they like it, that's fine. If that pushes them away, you have to give it a go. Even if the name is not for you, you have to give it a go, because at the end of the day, you've got the scent descriptions, you've got the mood of each perfume.
Right.
This is one of the new things as part of the rebranding, is the architecture of the perfume. I wanted to give as much information as I could for each perfume. Thanks to you, because you asked me so many questions that I was like, I don't know, I haven't thought about it. And I wanted to kind of structure every single perfume thinking about all these other additions that comes not just for the scent description, but also all these add-ons that you've got from each fragrance. So, and I have included as part of the rebranding as well the chakras that can be linked to. So the olfactic family that I wasn't naming, but of course it was there. I don't know, the mood was already part of the things that I was sharing about each perfume. So yes, I think I've lost
That's
the thread.
Yeah, that's all good. So we were talking then about Mystic Nectar. So
Yes.
what do we have in this one? What's the story or the scent notes?
Yes, Mystic Nectar. This is what I pictured when I was, I wanted to bring two new scents, and I wanted both new scents to be on the oriental side of perfumes, because I had a lot of invigorating, re-energizing.
Yes.
Lots of green in my collection and floral. There was only one that could be considered like a floral oriental, which is number 3, Soul Reverie. And I wanted to bring two more deep fragrances, because I was kind of seeing the collection lacking a little bit of those type of fragrances. And I just picture, I thought, what would be, something that I would like to bring? I'm bringing already amber, which is a very specific sort of accord, and that has a lot of sweetness, leather, even woody accords in there. And I thought about an old library, maybe because I was reading a book that had an old library there. And I was reading about the description of the scents of the book and that library. And I thought, that's what I want to bring. I want to bring like an old library with those scents of old ancient books, which I remember perfectly when I was living in Oxford. The Bodleian Library was one of my favorite places, and there were those very special exhibitions like about alchemy and things like that, which was fantastic. I felt so lucky to be there.
Yeah.
And I remember that scent. I remember the scent of parchment. I remember the scent of pipe tobacco, sorry. And I wanted to put all together, but not be just masculine fragrance. I wanted to add a layer that was going to be floral and a creamy floral, but also this is why I call it nectar. I wanted to find a flower that was going to be like linked to a jungle. Something that was going to create this contrast between something very old, very architectural, also very like sometimes it's difficult for me to find the right words to describe this, but it's like, as I said, it's like this old library with this old parchment. I don't want to say mold scent because that's not nice. It's that sort of humidity that has ages.
Yes.
With, in contrast, something that is very fresh, floral, ethereal. That was the nectar that was adding into that accord. And that was what inspired me, like bringing two completely opposite worlds, which is the natural world, super green, super floral, super ethereal, with a very old cosmopolitan, very, old city-based place, which is a library, an old library, all together, and created scent that was going to be, of course, loved by everyone.
And so what is it that we're smelling in terms of the flowers, and how did you create that sort of old library smell?
Yes, the main flower that stands out of the other florals that I've used for that scent is honeysuckle. It's a
Oh yeah.
coral honeysuckle.
Yeah.
That flower has a story with me because,
Mm.
as you know, when I was little, I used to squeeze the plant already. I was already getting the scent of the plant. And I needed to try everything. So I was a child who ate flowers. And my favorite one was actually honeysuckle. My uncle used to have this massive honeysuckle in his garden. And I loved that one because it tastes like bananas. And it was one of my favorite flowers to eat. So it's always been like a childhood memory scent as well. And but also it's always, I have always been a dreamer. So every scent, everything that I was experiencing, every flavor always took me somewhere. So my mind travels very easily to places, I'm gonna say.
Yes.
And so for me, every time I was eating this flower when I was a child, I was picturing a jungle. And I find out that that this flower comes from the jungle. It's a tropical flower that comes from South America. Well, the Amazon sort of place. Well, many other countries as well, but it's a South American flower. It's also as well in Japan, but it's a different variety. So yes, and I don't know, it was, and it's a little bit linked with my childhood. There's another part of this perfume that belongs to my grandfather. My grandfather used to smoke a pipe.
Yes.
So, and when I create, I always base my creations as well on music. This is part of the alchemy process. So we create as the same way you create music with a note. And I always work with music on the background. My grandfather was an opera singer, but not as professional. And he was always listening. I remember perfectly his library. It wasn't like that old, beautiful library, just a normal library. And I remember him with his pipe and, classic music going on super high. And the scent of that tobacco and his perfume as well. My grandfather was very fond of perfume as well. He had a very beautiful perfume that was made for him. And it was all these memories going on there. I kind of wanted to bring something that was going to be that story that I had in my mind of that old library, but also with those personal touches present that perfume. And that's the result of Mystic Nectar. I always thought that moment with my grandfather was very mystic because I wasn't allowed to be in. But I was always sneaking in, like not doing any noise so he wouldn't, notice that I was in there. It was like a very intimate moment for him when I was listening to the music and smoking that, tobacco thing. I don't know. It's yes, it's a personal perfume because it belongs to my childhood and my memories and also some of the experiences that have been very important to me.
Beautiful. I love the that sort of spiciness in it. It's like,
Yes, yes, because
yeah.
my grandfather tobacco had spices.
Ah, yes.
And it was very much spiced. And I remember the nutmeg and the clove and
Yes, it's a
those
globe.
scents
Yeah.
where they in that atmosphere. So it's a little bit of all together. Very personal perfume too. Yeah. Well, I
Beautiful.
think all my perfumes are
I was
very
going to say,
personal.
all of yours are very personal. Yes.
They always are. It's always
You
because
draw
it's
on
always
these
about the
moments.
perfume, right?
Yeah, you draw on the moments, you draw on the
Exactly.
feeling, you draw on, the painting of the picture, very
Yes.
much. So then if they're all personal, how do you decide which ones to wear of your collection?
Very difficult. Very, very,
Yeah.
very difficult because, well, what is helping me, it's I'm actually doing a lot of bespoke perfume. Well, a lot of. I say a lot of because, creating a perfume takes a lot of time. So it's not like I'm doing a perfume every day. but I'm doing a lot more of bespoke perfumes. So that is giving me
Ah,
that freedom
yeah,
of bringing other perfumes that they are in here and in
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And I can't just, because I am a very boutique. I'm doing this not because my goal is to become like an important company and, make a lot of money. That's not my goal. I'm doing this because I spend half of my life doing something that I didn't like to do.
Mm,
And at some point in my life, I just gave myself that gift is I'm going to do something I'm passionate. And I want to do something that is going to bring happiness to me, even if it's hard, because I knew it was going to be hard. I didn't want to go into business starting with a big loan. I come from the bank industry, so I know very well. I didn't want to have that pressure. I knew this was going to go really slow, and this is why it has taken me a lot of time as well to rebrand and think and find the right pieces to put together. Because the reason why I decided to rebrand the perfumes, there are many reasons, of course, but one of the main reasons is because what it is inside, so the perfume itself, it's a very premium perfume. The process to make these perfumes, people would not believe, how long it takes. I'm not even charging what I should be charging
yeah,
for
yeah,
the work it brings, because, I also want to be in the market as a, something that it's affordable, for the majority. But it takes a lot of time and I had the impression, because as I said, my budgets in terms of packaging are very tight. And I wasn't happy with the whole thing. It wasn't exactly reflecting what I wanted to reflect.
yes, yes,
And sometimes it's very hard to find the right places to get what you need to get, unless when you're buying 15,000 units of
yeah,
anything, then you
yeah,
can have whatever you want to. That's
yes,
easy, that's good. But if you're not buying 15,000 and you are buying maybe 100, 200, 500,
yes,
and then you can have something made up for yourself, because I really know what I would have if I was, designing my
okay,
own bottle and I was designing. So what is very hard is to find something in the market that is going to reflect what you want to reflect on your perfume.
yes,
So
yes,
I kind of moved on the beginning with something that I found it was sleek and nice and, elegant. But it wasn't definitely what was going to be the perfume, because I wanted to have a packaging that was going to reflect how premium the scent inside is, without having the opportunity of having something designed just for myself.
yes,
So it's taken a long way, to find the right paper, for example, for the box, and different tries as well. It's taken a lot of time to also decide what I wanted to have on that box, what text I wanted to have on that box as well. I don't know. I mean, so many parts of it. The bottle. I wanted the bottle to be meaningful, not just a bottle. So to me, it's not enough just a bottle. I wanted the bottle to be meaningful, and
yes,
that has been probably the hardest part of it. Is to find a bottle whose components were not just glass and the metal that in the spray, but also I wanted the cap to have something that linked the botanical content of the bottle. So the cap needed to be something natural.
yes,
And I found that this lotus wood was just perfect, because, I mean, lotus is such a symbol.
yes,
And anyway, so took a long time to get
yeah.
the right packaging, the right names for every perfume, the right text and everything else. But it's been a journey that I have enjoyed every single minute.
Oh,
And
great.
that's the reason why I do this, is because I'm enjoying every single minute in this business.
Well, we can definitely, I can see that and feel that in the new bottles and the new packaging. I 100% agree that it's this elevation that your scents needed, and for us people to then really understand the story, and to have that feel throughout all of the elements. And we say hi to your kitty. Yes, your gorgeous cat.
And she's making her appearance. She's very shy.
Exactly. She always does. And so yes, you are a Spanish alchemist with a black cat. It's like so
I've got 3 cats.
yes.
It's not just the one.
Right.
2 black cats.
There we go.
One is very, and she's looking at me now, she's very magical. She was the first one to come home.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting. You know, black cats normally the reflection when the sun, reflects in the fur, it's normally amber. My cats have a green reflection.
Oh.
Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. And the color of their eyes is green as well.
Oh.
When the first one came in, she had green color. But the second one, which is this one, Sage, she had amber color. And over the years, she's changed the color of her eyes from amber to green. It's so,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that, but it's so interesting. And then I've got the one who balanced the equation because, I'm very much into balance.
Yeah.
That's the alchemy of things. And she's a black and white.
Oh.
She puts the tiny drop of yang that was needed here.
That's so good. And are they there in the lab helping you or when you're creating?
No way. No, I will bring things with fur. That wouldn't be nice. No, they are in my studio and they are the source of a lot of inspiration. Like I really, really learn so much from them about life and what's important in life. But certainly they're not in the lab. They will love to. And they're not, that's another interesting thing. I used to have male cats when I was in Spain. And one of them, he was used to essential oils and he was fine with it. The other one was like, ooh, too strong because, the scent of smell is very potent. Interestingly, the female cats, they're all happy with the scent. They never go like this when I use essential oils for everything in my house. So it's like I put them in, I do my own cleaning products and I do my shampoo, all the personal care things. Of course, I do it myself. So they're very used to me opening essential oils and, maybe spraying something or, put them in the diffuser. And they're very happy with that. It's so interesting how different from male cats, female cats can be. I think they're more magical.
Yeah, more magical. We've got a female cat here as well, and she's always out and about in the perfumes. But even when I do the little classes, so I do the perfume making classes, and so the oil's all out, she'll always make an appearance, and she's like the star of the show when she comes down. And so I agree, she's got no issues with the scent whatsoever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they've got another different sensitivity, I think.
Amazing. Well, we can't wait for the Sensoriam community and the natural perfume community to get into these 2 new scents and enjoy the beautiful new packaging and bottles and stories that your perfumes tell, Sonia. And we know we've got a whole lot of these little minis.
Yes.
People, which we know for most of our online customers are the best way to be trying before going into the 10 mil and the 30 mil size, because it gives you lots of applications, easy to have in your bag, and then be finding out which is the one that works with your chemistry, which is the one that works with your mood and the season that you're in yourself. To find your signature scents. We're very excited about that.
Yes, I am very excited as well. These 2 scents are very personal to me. Well, like every other one, but I don't know, maybe because they are the most recent and I feel very attached to them. So yes, and I'm loving the reactions of people who are actually, already trying this new scent and how, I like the comments, they send me emails and I don't know, I feel really, really happy with the outcome these 2 new scents are bringing to the brand as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Sonia, and we look forward to more people discovering and enjoying your beautiful perfumes.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome.